What's going on, everyone? I'm S2F Gaming, and welcome back to the Fjordur series here on ARK Survival Evolved. So guys, let's talk about the last episode, or better yet, let's talk about what happened between the last episode and this episode, because like I mentioned at the end of the last episode, well, if I came across anything, because I was having a hard time finding some creatures, that I would kind of show it off in a highlight reel, right? Well, here's the thing. I was only expecting to really find, what, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 dinos? I found a lot more than that. And the idea was that I was actually going to make that into an episode. I ended up finding a total of 4 Equises that were between level 140 to 150. I found like 2 or 3 Maywings that were like 145s and 150s. And I even ended up finding a male R Snow Owl. And the clip ended up being almost over an hour. So I'm like, perfect. We'll make this into another episode and call it a day. Awesome. Because again, just a lot of taming, essentially. And then I realized when editing, none of my voice got recorded. It was literally just gameplay audio. And I know I could have actually done voiceover and stuff like that, but I'm going to be honest, at the end of the day, it was taming up stuff that we've already gotten. It was pretty much just repetitive things. And I know that gets old, and I really just didn't want it as another episode. So, long story short, in between episodes, I have bred up most of the creatures that we've gotten. I still have a couple to go, but long story short, I wanted to show off some of the brand new dinos, and I'm really excited about these. So first things first is the Maywing, and I don't have a name for this thing yet, but my god, and especially getting the summer colors on it and stuff like that, this thing just looks absolutely sick. I don't know what name. I'm kind of thinking along the lines of, like, either Lego, because, like, they just look like the Lego colors. Like, I got blue, red, orange, yellow. I did have another, what was my other name? I was thinking maybe, like, Crayola or something like that, just because it looks like so many different colors in one. So, I don't want to name it Fluffs. I want to go with something a little bit different. And again, because of this color combo, let me know your comments down below. If you guys have any name suggestions for this thing, let me know. But yeah, kind of along the lines of, like, Crayola, like I said, Lego even, you know, something like that, just because of the amount of colors on this thing. But stats-wise, you know what? Let me get Fluffs out here. Give me 1 second, just so we can compare stats, so you guys can see exactly what I'm working with and what we were working with to begin with. A lot of widths in that statement right there. But yeah, let me get Fluffs out here, and we'll kind of go from there. That's right. I totally forgot. So, yeah, what I ended up doing was I ended up killing excess creatures, again, because I ended up having, like, 15 Maywings that I didn't need, and I totally forgot. I totally killed off Fluffs. Sorry, guys. I totally forgot. Oh, my god. I love how I wish I kind of acted that out, like, oh, I didn't know that I killed off. I actually legitimately forgot that I did that. I apologize, guys. But we have the new Maywing, and I will tell you, the stats are a heck of a lot better on this thing. Which, speaking of which, let's get it out here one more time. Let's go over the stats of this thing. So again, no levels have been pumped into it, but these are the fully imprinted stats. And I believe with this one, no, it's not this one, never mind. One of my dinos got a mutation, but not this one. 3553 in health, 1260 stam, 835 weight, and 365 melee right off the bat, which is absolutely amazing. Like I said, if you have any name suggestions for this thing, throw it in the comments down below. And yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll probably get it done for next episode. But anyways, let's take you. You're simple. Nah, I'll just eat you. You're fine. Okay, next thing I want to show off is the ARK Equus, because I ended up getting like 3 or 4 more, like I mentioned. A couple 145s, a couple 150s, and this is ultimately the ARK Equus. And I freaking love this thing. I absolutely love it. Is a bit more subtle. I wish we got a little bit crazier. And of course, I mean, the event's still going on. So theoretically, I could go out and get more ARK Equises and get some crazy colors, but I'm totally okay with this thing. This thing is absolutely amazing. I ended up finding a really good saddle, which I'll go over. Something that I found out, or something that I figured out, rather, that might help out console players. At least I'll put it that way for now. We'll keep it as a little cliffhanger, if you will. But here are the stats of the ARK Equus. So we have 2067 in health, 2576 damage, which seems really good. 722 in weight, and 403 melee damage. Now, we could theoretically use this guy to pretty much just knock out creatures, essentially. All we have to do is just keep bumping up the melee on this thing. I think that would be kind of cool, honestly. Checking it on out and see if we can do that. I don't know. But overall, I really like the colors. I don't know of a name yet for this thing. Again, I'll leave it with you guys. If you guys have any really good name suggestions, if I find one that you guys put that I really like, I'll definitely throw it onto this thing. But just to give you guys a little inspiration, we have a little bit of red on this thing. We have a little bit of orange. And then the spots are blue. And then I think the top is like right along the mane. It's a little bit tough to see here, obviously, because of the lighting, but it's like black and then it turns into like almost a brown on top, which is kind of cool, I will say. Traditionally, I will say, like, when it comes to not equises, but unicorns, the name I usually use is Miracle, and that's a Mel Brooks reference, History of the World Part 1. By the way, if you guys have never seen that, check it on out. Check out any Mel Brooks movie, for that matter, because they are absolutely amazing, honestly. Oh, I want to show this off. So this was the Argent that I got frustrated with, that I ended up taming. Just because I really, really like the colors on it. And I told you guys that in the next episode, I would show off one of the X-Argents with this color combo, which I have actually done. I know this intro is going to be really long, guys, but there's a lot to catch you guys up on. And this is it. Now, if you guys really like this, again, I will leave it up to you guys. Of course, I had to use cheats to get the color codes and everything like that in order to get this thing right. But this is what the X-Argent looks like with the same color combination and everything. And I gotta say, like, crap, this looks so good. I really want to use it, but of course, I'm going to leave it up to you guys, because again, technically at the end of the day, I did cheat the colors in, because we legitimately did not get the X-Argent with this color, but if you guys are okay with it, I personally would love to use this. I think it looks absolutely sick. That's really what it comes down to. But again, like I said, I know some people might be a little with it, because I did have to cheat the colors in, but incredible combination. Oh my god. And just to compare, this is what we're currently using. These are just the normal colors, and we'll throw you there. Yeah, I gotta say, it's 100 times better. But ultimately, again, guys, at the end of the day, it's up to you guys. If you're okay with me using the crazy colored one, I'm gonna use it. By the way, if we are gonna use the crazy colored one, I'll probably ask for name suggestions in the next episode, but maybe I'll do like a vote or something like that. But long story short, this is the current Argent that we will be using, so I'll put all these guys away, and then we have one more dino to go over. Oh, god. It's gonna be such a long intro, but guys, you all know this is how it works with me. I always do these crazy long intros, and it doesn't help that I bred up just a ton of different creatures and stuff like that, so that's really why it's taking as long as it is. And then last but not least is the Snow Owl. The Snow Owl, I wanted to get an imprinted one just so we can focus on stamina with this thing. I like the colors. I don't love the colors, but at the end of the day, I think it does look pretty damn cool. Again, a couple of the mail that I got ended up having the summer colors, which is pretty much the blue and the red. Everything else was from the other one. But at the end of the day, like I said, just bumping up a ton of this stam, and that's the beauty of having this thing in a cryo. My god, I mean, look at the stats. So we're looking at 3556 in health, 1680 stam, 765 weight, and 375 melee. And I will also mention, it got a mutation, and I don't think it was in a stat that, I don't think it's in a stat that matters. I'll put it that way. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. I actually just realized that a couple of minutes ago that this thing got a mutation, but at this point, guys, no more intro. Let's get into the episode. I want to show off a little bit of a could be kind of cheaty, but at the same time, I'll kind of explain why I think it's a justified cheaty kind of thing. We're going to take the Desmodus here, and we are going to head over to the Aberration Cave. So, let me get on over there, and I'll explain what I've kind of found out. Maybe this is something that everybody knows about, and I'm just last to the party, but I thought it was pretty cool. So, let's take a look at the Baryonyx first, and then we're going to head on out, which it is a level 15, moving on. Right, guys, so here we are at the Aberration Cave, and by the way, there might be some of you that don't know exactly where this is. Visually, this is what you're going to be looking for, essentially. You're looking for the, purple crystals here, but just to give you guys an idea of where we are, 57.3, 85 longitude. So 57 latitude, 85 longitude, right there on the map. By the way, too, guys, I will not be using the cave echoing for this portion because, well, this is a quick little tutorial. And, you know what, some people might like this, some people might not. I will let you guys know I am going to continue in the background working on, working on the cave echoing. I got a lot of feedback from you guys. A lot of you guys kept using the word reverb, I think, or something like that. And it's really funny, because, of course, I don't really know, like, everything you guys are talking about. I had to look up what that actually meant. But you guys consistently kept using the same term, and I'm like, how do I not know this term? Like, what the heck? But anyways, as you're looking through the cave right here, right? So there's supposed to be a loot drop here. What's nice about this cave is it will always be doing it this way. You'll always find at least one red and one yellow. So red should theoretically be here. At least in my testing, it always ended up being there. And then right around here, we're going to get to the other side. We're going to pass the little terminal here. We're going to pass the Carcanos. We're going to pass the Spinos, which we'll talk about in a little bit, because I'm hoping the one is still hanging out here. And right over here should be the yellow drop. Now, right now, it's not here. None of this is here, right? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to head completely out and we'll say hello to the Megalosauruses. And essentially, we're just going to go to the front of the cave. Again, you can go to any part of the cave. I will say this personally worked for me, just going to the front of the cave, essentially, because, well, I have to jump off the creature and all that fun stuff. And, well, you want to be in a safe spot, essentially. So this is where I've been pretty much doing this right here. Might be a little bit dark, too, guys. I apologize, but I will see you guys in a second because I'm logging out. So, be back in a second. Okay, so we are back in the Aberration Cave here. Let's get the Otter, let's get the Desmodus, and let's head over to the spots that, well, there were no loot drops. And now you guys will see, once we get there, loot drops should be spawning in. Kind of interesting. Didn't realize this, and as you can see, there's a red drop right there, so we're going to head on over to that. Pretty cool idea, right? Here's the funny thing. As you guys were telling me, loot drops, look at that right there, 567, sweet, awesome. Once you get these loot drops, I believe it's 30 minutes you guys have been telling me, right? So you have to wait 30 minutes and then the loot drops are back, right? Well, technically no. And again, this is where it gets a little cheaty, and I do understand if people are a little against doing this. I could completely understand. But at the same time, because it's been impossible in getting loot over on this map for console, I could see this being a little justified, and I'll show you guys in a second here. But let's grab this yellow drop. We got a compound bow. Not too bad. All right. So, like we said, technically, going by the book, we should have to hang out here for 30 minutes, pretty much. And then in 30 minutes, one of these loot drops, or both, will come back, right? Well, let's head to the front of the cave. And let's log out and log back in again, and you guys will see exactly what's happening. By the way, guys, before I log out, just so you guys see, 8:34 in the morning. So, right when I get back in, should be right around that time. So, see you guys in a second. Alright, here we are, back in the cave again. Let's check the time. It is 8:36, so, yeah, so obviously it hasn't been 30 minutes or anything like that. So, let's head back over, and as you guys can see, in a second or two here, there should be a red loot crate on the ground, and there is magically. Yeah, you can continuously run this. So I've been running this for, I think I have about 20 to 30 pieces of loot back at base, and I will say, you get some crazy good stuff from this. I haven't got anything super overpowered, anything that's, I'm just like, oh my god, that's a little too good, you know what I mean? There is one thing that we got that's actually very good, and it kind of brought up this point. Now, of course, is this considered cheating? I would say no, and the only reason why I'm saying it's justified is because you guys have seen, so we're on currently, oh god, I don't even know what we're currently on. We'll talk about, oh. Uh-oh. We'll talk about that tangent in a second. We'll talk about the Spinos. But anyways, we'll head on over here. I will say to me, it's justified. Because, as you guys have seen, I have tried to run this cave multiple times. And there's never loot drops in here. Never loot drops in here. And and obviously, I do this off-cam too. It's not like it's just running the caves on here. I probably ran this cave 30 to 40 times and have found 0 loot each time. So if I run this every day for like an hour, maybe, I don't know, 10 loot a day kind of thing, I think it balances itself out. Now, if you want to use this, cool. If you don't, cool. Doesn't really make a difference to me, honestly. And some of you guys might be like, that's a little cheaty. I get it. You know what? I'm not going to make everyone happy with this. I'm not going to run it like... I'm not literally going to do a full day of just running this. I'm going to probably do 10 loot a day, essentially, just to kind of balance it out, to build ourselves up a little bit, and, yeah, not make it too crazy. That being said, I've gotten some really good stuff. I will show it off when we get back to base. Here's the thing. I just kind of wanted to show off the Spino, but first things first, I'm going to log out and do it again. Let's see if we can get anything interesting on cam. So, let me jump out, jump back in, and we'll see what we get loot-wise this time. Alright, back in again. Now, before we talk about the Spino, I'll mention one more thing about this, and then I'll kind of let it go. This could be something that's been in the game for years, and I'm just coming across it now. It could be something brand new to Fjordur, this little trick, hack, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, if you guys, again, if you want to use it, cool. Single-player console specifically, because I don't know if this works on PC. I don't know if it works on... It doesn't work on servers. I will say most likely it doesn't, because the servers continue to run once you turn off your character, you know what I mean, essentially. So I would 100% guarantee this doesn't work on servers. I don't know if it works on PC single player. Again, I'm just running on Xbox. That's the only way I'm able to test this. So it works on Xbox. So if you're on Xbox single player and you're kind of running into the same problem I am in the cave, I'm gonna say this is justified. Again, each person's gonna vary, but overall, we got pretty good stuff. Now, let's talk about the Spinos here, because this one's a 55. There were 2 originally down here, and I'm curious what happened to the second one, because, well, it was a female 145, and I kind of wanted to tame it, because we got an incredible saddle back at base. It will take a lot to make and everything, because it is a blueprint, and that's kind of why I was like, oh, okay, maybe we'll go for it kind of thing, because... well, it's a blueprint, and then the idea was maybe if we got some Spinos in today's episode, because here's the thing. We've tamed a lot of creatures, I will say that, and it does get a little bit... I can see it getting a little repetitive, that literally all I've been doing for the last 8, 9 episodes is taming this, taming that, but you guys know how ARK works. I mean, this is... a big portion of the game is just taming, and then on top of that, a little taming, and then on top of that, a sprinkle of a bit of taming. That's just the way it is. I do want to start getting into boss fights pretty soon, though, so that is why I'm kind of honing in on specific creatures. Now, we do already have the Uteranus's, which is good. I just haven't bred them up. Yeah, it's one of the creatures that I still have to get through. We have the Daedons. We got those in the last episode. Those I still have to breed and get a perfect one. That we at least have a saddle for. The Uteranus I don't have a saddle for. So that's another thing that I kind of want to keep, why I want to keep farming the cave and everything. I will mention, too, that you could probably do it in the other caves, like that other one up there. The problem, and the cave that I'm talking about, that, like, lava cave thing over here, the only problem that I have with that cave is there's no real safe spot to save. Yeah, because by the front gate, there's always, like, Arthropleura and stuff there. So if you log out, log back in, and there's Arthropleura there, you're dead, because they're not normal level. They're the higher level ones. So I think the Aberration Cave just works out the best for this. If you want to use it, cool. If you don't, cool. You might not be happy if I'm going to use it, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am going to use it. I'm not going to abuse it. Probably do 10 runs a day, essentially, with it. Some may say that's a bit abusive, I will say, but, I don't know. I guess normal circumstances, I will say, yeah, it might be a little cheaty, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I do think it's justified in the end. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, let's turn the HUD back on. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And this might help out some console players too, so that's why I did want to bring it up, even though I am probably going to get a little hate from it, that I am doing that. So... it is what it is. Anyways, let me get on back to base. Let me show off a few things I got, because that Spino saddle is absolutely... I think it's 176 armor. I will say, the saddles you get end up being really high. And that was kind of like the whole segue. Like, I saw the Spino saddle, and I'm like, okay, got the blueprint. Then I saw the 145 female, and I'm like, oh, There we go. Okay, we'll tame the 145, and then we just have to look for another one. And here's the thing, too. In that cave, it's aberrant Spinos. I don't know why I keep going to orbit camera. I like that because it's kind of like... you get to see the character as I talk, so it kind of makes it, I don't know, in my head, it kind of makes it a little bit more personal as I'm talking to you guys. I don't know, that might sound weird. But the problem is with the bat, it keeps, like, rearing to the side because of the way I'm controlling it. So, we're not going to do orbit camera. I guess we'll leave it like this. For me, it just doesn't seem as personal if I'm talking, like, this way versus, like, you guys actually physically seeing my... I don't know, I guess I'm just rambling here, but you guys seem to enjoy that, so I'm going to keep doing it. But yeah, let me get a bomb back to base here. I'll show off most of the stuff that I got, everything like that. I would say you get some really good stuff. You get some duds, of course, but for the most part, I mean, they're the deep desert. What is it? The deep sea loot crates. Is that the name of them? Aw, damn. I had the Shadow Mane sleeping before. I guess when you get out of render, it pops itself back up. Oh, that stinks. But at the same time, I really like this concept that you could literally just do the go to sleep and it just does this. I wish more creatures did this. Just something. You have it's similar to the Megalosaurus. The Megalosaurus does this. You also have the Megatherium that does this. You have Megatherium sits, I think, though, which is kind of funny. I saw a Sarco over here. That's why I kind of wanted to hang out here. Quick second. There you are. I knew you were around here. Okay, let's get rid of you. Personally, not a fan of Sarcos. Nothing against them. It's just, I just don't like using them. That's really what it is. I see a Capra over here. We're gonna get rid of you now. Oh, never mind. You're the Baryonyx from before. I did see a Capra, though. So I do want to get rid of you, and I do want to get rid of the Capra. Oh. There it is. Oh, crap. No. Make sure we get this guy before he pounces me. There's the pounce. Okay, guys, get involved. Please. Somebody. Or me. Okay, that's fine, too. I even threw out another dino, and nobody gets involved. Wonderful. Okay, anyways. And that's ARK for you, pretty much. You throw out your dinos, hoping that something's going to help, and they just, they just stand here and hang out while you're pretty much in the process of dying. No. Yeah. No, don't go. Now you get involved? Oh, come on. Really? I just don't want these trees going down. How sad is that? I'm like, I just don't want the trees to... Nothing to happen to the trees. Okay, passive. No. I don't want him knocking down my tree. There we go. Now, let's get rid of you. Cool. Okay. Now we can look at the loot. I love how this intro has been like 20 minutes. Alright, so long story short, looking at this specifically. Beelzebufo saddle, 164.4 armor. Ended up getting an Ascendant Direbear saddle, 107, not too shabby there. Quet saddle, 72. And I think that was it from the actual saddles. Armor-wise for myself, the best thing that I ended up getting was a 346 and a 334 shotgun. Pump action, which we'll start using in the future and everything too. We did get some flak stuff, which is pretty cool. Looking over this, what was the big thing? Here it is. 163.2 Spino saddle. It takes a crazy amount of hide, 20,391. Takes a heck of a lot of fiber at 10,732. But cementing paste and silica pearls is really not that bad. 1341 in silica and 2414 in cementing paste. So it really doesn't take... It takes a lot at the end of the day. That's a crazy amount of stuff. But it's still also not that bad, you know what I mean? I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So today, what we are going to do is taming, of course. I actually don't know yet, because that kind of... I will say, the fact that the Spino is gone, that kind of left me for a loop, because that at least gave me a little bit of an idea of what we were going to do. The fact that the Ascendant, oh my god, the Aberrant Spino is no longer there, and because that was a 145 and everything, yeah, I'm going to think about what we need to do, because I don't want to tame, but at the same time, I feel like we do need to tame, because I am getting ready for the boss fights. There's a few things that we do need to get, essentially. I want to get a better Andrew Sarkis, don't get me wrong, and I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. I mentioned it in the last episode, I think. Sec is great. It's just that because we got that thing brand spanking new, it's kind of like the Desmodus. Like, we got it brand spanking new and didn't get the best, not imprint, best taming effectiveness on it and everything, that we could get better. We do also have the Volanosaurs that I could always breed on up. We have the Udis that I could breed on up. We have the Daeodons that could be bred on up. Here's another option, though, too, for the boss fights. We technically already have a boss fight creature in the Shadow Mane. You guys have been telling me that, like, why don't you use the Shadow Manes? And I think it's just because I've used it in the past. But we could totally try it against some of the world bosses, like Steinbjorn, Hadean Skull, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyways, let me take a few minutes here. Let me have a bit of a breather, because I feel like I've been going a mile a minute this entire time, and figure out what we're actually going to get done today. So I did want to take a few minutes and talk about base locations, because I've been bringing this up in the last couple of episodes and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, I love the spot that we're in, but I'm starting to outgrow it, and I think we just need a bigger space to work with, an area that we can kind of control, make sure that we don't have any random threats, Sarkos, Capros, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to show off a few that I'm kind of thinking about. I really like this spot. And here's the thing. The reason why I like it is, obviously, we're on a nice little secluded island here, so we can control what dinos are here. And again, there's nothing crazy. I've seen some Dillos, Dodos. I think the occasional Trike will be on here, along with some Parasaurs. Nothing crazy. Downside is, and again, this isn't really that much of a downside, but again, if you guys are curious where this location is, we are right here. Some really good things about the spot first is the fact that, one, you're secluded. You also have a really nice view. Like, personally, I really like this spot on Midgard. You have a pretty good spot. I believe it's right over there. It might be a little bit further. It could even be... I think it's over there, actually. It's either... No, it's there. It's over that way. So you have a little bit of a trip to metal, but there is a ton of metal over there. So definitely okay to literally come back and forth here. You can make this into a town if you want, though. There is a lot of space to work with here, and I'm getting a ton of ideas for this. Yeah, the swamp area right over there, so you can get a ton of polymer too, which is really nice. Just location-wise, I think this works out pretty well. Downside is I'm pretty sure this is where Flinger Foo has set up his area. And again, it's not the end of the world. I don't know. I try to have my locations unique and stuff like that. And obviously a bigger YouTuber like Flinger using the spot... Yeah, that might be the only reason to avoid it. But if you guys don't care, I would love to build in this spot. But again, I think you guys understand the fact that, like, there's so many spots to build on Fjordur. Even though this spot is really good, I gotta say. Yeah, the fact that another YouTuber has kind of used this spot and everything already might deter me, there we go, from building there. Even though, like I said, incredible spot. Great location. Another thing I wanted to talk about, too, was we went over to the lunar biome the other day. This was a couple episodes ago. When it comes to the biomes, when it comes to realms, I did mention that I would like to build there. I'm going to retract that statement, and here is why. And it's kind of a big reason. Well, depending on who you are. But if you guys know me, this ends up being a big reason, and that is simply because loot. Yeah, there's no loot, essentially, on those maps. So yeah, we would lose out on all the caves, we would lose out on all that stuff, and don't get me wrong, I love the realms more than Midgard, but not enough to sacrifice loot at the end of the day, and we can get a lot of it, especially with our nice little, aberrant area over there, and it's not too far, especially with a Maywing and stuff like that. It really doesn't end up being too much of a trip here. One thing I do want to show off while we're here is, and someone mentioned this in the comments, I'll pull up the comment now, I don't remember who it is, I apologize at the time, I'm not looking at YouTube while doing this, but they mentioned that in the water around 4020, I thought was the coordinates? Yeah, which would pretty much, we're almost right here anyways. Right in the water at about 4020, there is a underwater, like, the little, like, oh god, they did it on Genesis 1. You guys know what I'm talking about. So we'll kind of plop into the water here and see, oh, it's right here. So this little thing, you kind of plop into it, and then you're now inland. Yeah, and these are really cool, I gotta say. And there's a ton of these on the map. Would I ever take over one of these? I don't know. I would say no traditionally because it's kind of the same thing as the realm. It's the same thing as the lunar biome. As beautiful as they are and as amazing as they look, it's not that I don't have access to loot. It's just I can't physically see what loot drops are coming out, so you lose out on a lot. Now, if we're in the ones in the ocean, maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of overthinking this. Another interesting thing that I will mention is while you're in the ocean, you cannot use the little Like, you can use this. Oh my god, can you just plop in? That would be hilarious. Oh yeah, I guess you can because you're not a full underwater. Can a Megalodon kind of come in here? That was my question, I guess. Like, the Mega Shellion makes sense because you can walk on it on land. By the way, what level are you? 45. Okay. Anyways, yeah, you can't use the glider stuff on the Maywing when you're inside of these little, like, rooms and stuff like that, because technically you're under the ocean. There is one, I will say, that's absolutely gorgeous. I haven't come across it. By the way, if you guys want me to check out all of these, let me know in the comments. It's kind of like everything else that I've kind of mentioned. I really like checking these out, honestly. Did the Maywing just, like, fart or something? All the bubbles kind of show up behind it. Anyways, I know it's probably not, but still funny regardless. But anyways, if you guys want me to check out some of these, and thank you. Yeah, that was really cool. 4020 if you want to check out that spot. And I know there's a ton of them in the ocean here. If you guys want me to check out all these different spots, and there's one in particular that I really like. If you guys are familiar with the Monarchy series, when they were over here in Season 1, somebody set up a base there. I don't remember. Personally, with the Monarchy, I watch Ross Clark specifically. I love how I said Ross Clark. Like, Ross Clark. Is it... Why am I second-guessing this now? Yes, I have the name right. Ross Clark. Ross Clark? You guys know who I'm talking about. That's who I follow. But anyways, yeah, in Season 1, somebody had a base underwater at one of these things, and yeah, that's all I remember from it. I know it's somewhere here, because I know it exists. I just don't know where it is. But anyways, guys, if you guys want me to check out any of those underwater biomes, if you want me to check out anything interesting, including other Easter eggs that I haven't found yet, stuff like that, leave the coordinates in the comments below. I will definitely check it out. I am going to start getting worried, though, because I feel like eventually someone's going to give me a coordinate for, like, a really bad spot. And it's just going to be, like, a major troll that's just going to end up being on a video or something like that. But anyways, I do want to whip over here, because I think that's a red drop. It could be purple, though, for all I know. Let's have a look, though. But I also want to show off another base location. I actually have 3 base locations in mind that I do want to show off. I already showed off the first one. Second one, we're going to have to backtrack a little bit because it is close to our base location. It's purple. Alright, we'll check out the one that's a little bit further away, and then we'll kind of backtrack towards base to show off the third base location. Again, though, guys, if there's a base location that you guys want me to check out that you think I'm going to really like, yeah, let me know in the comments below. This one's actually really good, too. Don't get me wrong. I really like this spot. The problem is water access, which I guess I could build water towers and stuff like that. I just always end up worrying that if I build a couple of water towers and whatever, I'm going to end up running out of water at some point, because I feel like on this map, it doesn't rain that much. Like, it rains, but it doesn't rain that often, you know what I mean? I don't know. But anyways, we're going to literally head pretty much back to the Aberration Cave. Essentially, like, right in that area is the other base. Base location, at least. I don't know if I want to do this on... I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I want to do this on this series or I want to do it on the live stream series. Because eventually I will be heading over to Fjordur. But this is it right here. And first of all, let's kind of back up just so we can look at this area, because this area is absolutely amazing. And let's turn around here. With all of these waterfalls, this just looks sick, right? Like, it looks absolutely awesome. I noticed this, though, and I think this is really cool. So if we follow this path here, you can see that natural path. It goes like this. We're going to hit the raptor, and then we're going to work ourselves up this way. And I have personally never seen something set up like this, where I could think of this being the main path into the base, and then you have this to work with, like this shell essentially around it. By the way, let's see how hard the Maywing hits. 95! That's actually pretty damn good. This one has the boost. All right, let's see what the jumpy does. Whoa, 237. Damn. I mean, it's not a fighter, but still. And here's what I was thinking. Okay, so this would kind of be the main entrance, right? Maybe, here's the problem, though. We would have to get rid of the metal nodes. And we'd have to figure out a good source of metal around here. But if you guys have used this as a base location, definitely let me know if this is, one, good, and two, metal nodes and stuff like that around. But anyways, probably put a gate here just to prevent big things from coming in, like Rexes and stuff like that. Big main entrance here, but then I was kind of thinking too, like, look at this. You have all this space to work with. We can use the rim here, and this could be like a big kind of castle-y thing. And I know I don't do big bases, but I do dream big. Let's put it that way. And then on top of that, we have all the space over here. Because we've closed up that little border there, nothing else can get up here unless it spawns up here. Then I was thinking here, we kind of set up a, like, because I really like using this little area right here. I just think this area looks kind of cool. So we'd set up like a little mini bridge that takes you from here to here, so you don't actually have to go into the water. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then we do something on the other side too. But like overall, I think it's a pretty cool spot. It's pretty nifty. I feel like I haven't seen anything like this in ARK before. Probably been a million places and I just never noticed. But this concept right here of where this could be your main entrance, and then whether you want to build the base here, whether I want to build it on the curve out there, I don't really know. But I don't know, something about this area is just like telling me, like, build here, do something, you know what I mean? And then on top of that too, if we head on over here, we get some water, so we have a water source. We have Hesperornis here, which is kind of cool. And then we also can do, again, another little bridge over this way. And then we kind of head on down here. And then I think, oh, there's an oil node here. Ooh, interesting. They keep running out of oil. That might actually be pretty cool. But, like, like, again, I could just continue to make bridges and use this extra space going across, you know? And maybe at this point, this just ends up being a bridge just for us to get to the outside area, you know what I mean? If I want to use a, like an actual dino or anything like that at that point. It looks like we have metal here. It looks like we have a beehive. That's kind of interesting. I feel like that shouldn't really be a thing, but we have crystal here. We also have a little bit of obsidian. Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty cool spot, I will say, you know what I mean? And right below us is the aberration cave. I believe it's like right here, right? Yeah, it's right there. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, that's another spot. I actually wasn't even thinking about this spot to begin with, but this might be a pretty good spot out here, too. I know this area is a little bit more dangerous, but it's kind of set up like the other one. Like the first one that we checked on out. Only thing is, like, I don't think there's as many good things around here as the other area, but we do get the little house, which is kind of cool. I do like these little homes and stuff like that. It's just that I kind of wish we can add foundations and stuff to it where it would snap correctly versus having to kind of figure it out. By the way, if we're talking about snapping foundations, can we finally get the freaking Genesis 1 platforms to be able to snap to each other like they have on S+? Because that would be absolutely incredible. Let's get that petitioned. Let's get that going here. But long story short, I think it's a pretty cool, this is a pretty cool area too. This wasn't the area I was thinking about, but I mean, obviously flying around here, I see this, and this, you know, this would work. You know, this wouldn't be too bad. But again, if I was to compare between this one and the first islandy place that we checked on out, I'd prefer the first one versus this. But this is still a pretty cool one. You get some nice views. I keep thinking that's a red drop. But yeah, let me show off the last location, and then we'll go from there, guys. So, guys, I will say this isn't a place that I would build, but of course I am going to bring it up because it seems like everyone is pretty much built here. It's probably a very good spot. I just realized I did not show off the last coordinates and everything like that, but I'll kind of show this off here, give you guys an idea of where we are. I know Syntac is building here. I know probably just plenty of other people have built here. Seems like a pretty good spot. This reminds me of the small islands on Valguero, and that's probably why I think people are so attracted to this area, but not for me. At least, I'm not really a fan of this spot. I think it'll be an oversaturated area. A lot of people are going to build there. I do want to go with something a little bit more unique, if you will. I just realized I did not show all the coordinates of the other spots either. You know what, let me take a second. Let me go back to all the spots, and I'll give you guys coordinates. Because, again, I think most people know where those spots are, but at the same time, there might be one or two that don't. So let me go back to the other spots quickly, and I'll give you the coordinates for those, and then we'll go to the other spot that I was thinking of. But, of course, like I'll mention once we check out the final spot, I'll mention it right now. If you guys have any suggestions on places you'd like for me to check on out, if it includes building spots, if it includes just interesting places to check out, any of the underwater biome places, excuse me, let me know in the comments below, guys. Yeah, it just helps me out. And on top of that, too, Easter eggs, all that fun stuff. You guys know everything I want to know in the comments. Let's put it that way. But anyways, here is the coordinates for this spot here. Again, good spot. Just kind of an awkward place to build, in my opinion. But 63.5 latitude, 92.8 longitude. And the second spot that I mentioned before, I might have showed coordinates for this now that I think about it, but 60 latitude, 76.6 longitude, if you guys are interested in this other base location. And by the way, too, any of these spots I'm showing off, if you built at, let me know how it works out and everything, too. So, anyways, let's go to the final spot that I do want to show on off. I don't know if I'm going to pick from these. I don't know, obviously, if you guys have any suggestions, of course, I'll check them on out too, and then I'll make the final call in the coming episodes of where the next base is, because don't get me wrong, I really like our spot, and I don't want it to come off like I'm saying, like, oh, I'm done with our location. No, it's just I want a fresh change of pace, but pretty much our base is here. The next base location I was thinking of is right here. Yeah. I like this spot, and here is the reason. So we'll land here. We have these man-made bridges, and I really like them. I really do. Yeah, let's just plop on down, make it easy. There we go. I think having these bridges just adds a little bit of life and everything to the game and everything like that. It tells a story of kind of what's going on. So yeah, we kind of have a little area here, and all I would do is I'd pretty much just put up a gate or something like that, just to kind of close this all in. But again, what's nice about this is I believe it just loops all the way around, and we're going to have a quick look here. So we have here, we have a Spino right here. But yeah, there's nothing that can get up here if I close that one on off, which is pretty cool. Just kidding, we have a second spot. So I would have to put up 2 gates in order to prevent anything from getting in, but then that's it. It's ours, you know what I mean? It's all enclosed. We have a second bridge over here, which I think is cool. We don't really have much of a view this way, I will admit. But we do have a pretty damn good view this way. We got that waterfall right in front of us, which I think could be really cool. Like I just love that. If that could be a background for a house, I mean, that is just maybe not the Spino killing everything, but for the most part, I mean, that's pretty Bob Rossian, if you will, you know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, this was the other place I was kind of thinking of. Like I said, though, if there's any other places you want me to check on out, of course, I will check them on out. 36.3, 41.8 for this space location. But, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But long story short, yeah, I'm kind of getting itchy feet. I want to move around somewhere. And like I said, I would love to build in the realms, but I just don't see myself as beautiful as they are, as great as they are. No loot. Yeah, that's a bit of a downside. And the fact that I can't really use flyers in those areas, that's going to be a bit of a damper. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Yeah. But, guys, I know this might sound crazy, but I'm actually going to end the episode here. And I know it's a really short one, everyone. I get it. But here's the thing. I've kind of said everything that I wanted to say for this episode. I think leaving it just as a searching for locations, giving you guys the idea that I do want to move base locations in the near future is good enough for this episode. We could go out and tame some stuff, don't get me wrong, but here's the thing. We've done 5 past episodes of taming stuff, and to be honest, I know it gets a little bit repetitive, so I'll give you guys a quick little breath of fresh air for just doing something else, kind of just talking, shooting the breeze, the whole 9, and yeah, so long story short, guys, I'm looking for a new base location. I gave you a couple that I thought I would like. I'm going to have you guys throw some suggestions in the comments below. If you guys know of any other ocean biome Gen 1 bases kind of thing, let me know the coordinates for those too so I can check those on out. But yeah, long story short, guys, I am itching for a new base location. And pretty much, well, that's kind of where I'm going to leave it with this episode. Any suggestions you guys give, we're going to check out in the next episode. Don't worry, guys. I do have plans for bigger things and everything. It's just it is taking a little bit on the backside. I am planning on boss fights and stuff like that. It's just the breeding process takes forever. And in order to get these episodes out and on time to you, sometimes we're going to have episodes like this where I'm pretty much just going around shooting the breeze, talking to you guys, letting you know about base locations and stuff. But like I said, that's going to wrap this one up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to smash that like button. On top of that, if you guys are enjoying my content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, it really helps the channel out. A few things. I'll see you tonight for the live stream. Live stream's going to be at 7 o'clock, so definitely see you guys there. Well, depending, I guess, when you're watching this. But if you're watching it on time, today will be Monday at this point. So Monday, 7 o'clock. So in the next few hours, we'll be doing a live stream over on the server. So definitely excited to see you guys there for that. But like I said, any base locations that you guys recommend, leave it in the comments below. If there's any of the base locations that you did like, let me know in the comments below. Use like a description or something like that so I know which bases you guys are talking about. And yeah, any ocean biome Gen 1 places you want me to check on out, again, coordinates down below. We'll check those out in the next episode. But guys, that's going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.